Dyslexic Genius here. I'm back on the Brunswick Altona reproducer, and I'm going to show you how to install the needle bar. I've already installed the two screws that connect into the needle bar, and I'm going to talk about that. What you first want to do is take the needle bar, take the screw, this screw, and you have a pointy end, and then we have the other end has a slot on it. Then you want to run the nut up to the slot end. You have two screws. And then what you want to do before you assemble is take the X-Acto knife and just paint a little bit of oil on there, just a little bit. A little bit goes onto the tip and onto the threads, and this helps for better adjustment. As you can see, I have them both adjusted, and I have the needle bar centered. You have to make sure that when you screw these screws in on the needle bar, you hit that tiny little hole, and it's very hard. You have to look down and feel it. You'll see the needle bar just indent into that screw. Some of these I take apart. They have little marks all the way around where they have missed the center part of the screw into this hole, and that's the hardest part there is up to it. Then what you're going to do, because you've already assembled the ring, because the ring goes underneath, so you're going to load the ring in on this side, which is here, and then everything will mount in. It's very easy to do. Now what you have to do, after you've had all this done, you're going to hold the ring up that I have in my left hand, and you're going to drop this down.
Drop the mica down?
You're going to drop the mica down like this, and you're going to listen, and then you're going to look all the way around the edge that it's not touching the side of the inside of the reproducer here. Because if it comes down and you don't hear anything, you're good. Now what you're going to do is you're going to take all the screws like this, all 4 screws, and you're going to give them a little bit of oil. Line up the holes. And just do a little bit of in with your hand, like this. There we go. And you're going to not screw it all the way in. Because the hardest part is to put that gasket material in here. Now you're going to take the gasket material.
So you've got 2 screws
I got 2 screws in. You're going to take the gasket material, and you're literally going to push it in like this with your fingers. And the end part gets in, push back. And that is how you put the gasket in. You work it around with your hand, like this. And you see here where they two meet, I have a good connection. And then this comes down and locks. So we do this. This is the easy way. The hard way is to put the gasket in there and then try to set the ring around it. So what we're doing is we're building this like a Columbia. You tighten the first 2 screws down. It locks down.
You should have gone to medical school like your grandparents told you.
Oh God, I should. Now, we're missing 2 screws, but you hear that? Perfectly built. Now all you have to do, you put the last 2 screws in. And you want to finger start those, because sometimes if you don't, those things will cross thread around, and then you're going to be in trouble because the screw went in sideways. And go, oh no, it went in sideways. You want to feel it go in with your fingers. You don't want to just start jamming a screwdriver in there. Remember, I always talk about using the right screwdriver with the right slot for the screws so they don't flare out on you. Now, you're going to leave the two nuts loose till you play the machine. You're going to set this up in the 78 play, and you're going to listen to it play. And then I'm going to show you later, you're going to back off one of the screws with a nut, or you're going to tighten it up a little when it plays. You're going to say, oh, maybe if I backed it off, I'm getting a little vibration from it, because everything's vibrating here. And then you just tighten it up and you're good to go. Next will be the Edison side. But remember, the mica cannot touch the inside of the reproducer. And that's why we test it. And if it's hitting, you can come in with a pair of little pliers and you can kind of bend this needle bar left and right. Remember last video I talked about the bar part? This part here, these knobs that stick out, and the mica's back here. This all has to be level by your eye. You can't be looking at this and we've already put the mica in and the mica's sitting like that. So then you start bending this around a little and get it. And you make sure that you always check that it's not hitting the side of the reproducer. And that's all there is to putting a 78 Altona Brunswick together. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now we're going to do the diamond side, and that's my tip for the day.